Hey everyone, it's Peek. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another Pokemon Unite video. Today I'm going to be answering the question that a lot of you people have been asking me in the comments on every single video that I'm playing different Pokemon, and as well as in my Twitch stream, which if you haven't followed already, go check that out, twitch.tv/Peekmp. And that is, which held item should I be using on X Pokemon? You know, like a lot of people are coming into the comments just asking like, yo, what are the recommended items for this Pokemon, etc, etc. And I do have like a basic item tier list video out for just like general usage on which ones you should like probably prioritize upgrading first. However, for each Pokemon, it kind of depends. So I'm actually just going to, I haven't like pre-decided even which items I'm going to assign for which Pokemon. So we're just kind of talk this through together in this video. And hopefully we reach some pretty good conclusions here. Today, I'm just going to talk about the attackers. And then I'll probably just go like attackers, all-rounders, speedsters, defenders, support, stuff like that, right? So hopefully a lot of you enjoy the attacker role and will get some benefit out of this video. But if you really enjoyed one of the other 4 roles, then don't worry, I got you in a future video. Let me know if you want these all in a row in like one after the other, like every day, or if you're okay with me just like putting in a little gameplay in between each one. I guess that would make them come out a little bit slower, but at least you guys will have something other than just like an item video every day for the next 5 days. But yeah, let me know what you guys want. I can do whatever really. So shout outs to Cerebi.net for having the most up-to-date information on the different attack style types for each Pokemon. So as I discussed in a previous video, and this information wasn't finalized until recently, so I wanted to hold off in talking about it, but each Pokemon has either scaling off of physical attack or special attack more than the other, right? So for example, Venusaur's abilities and its boosted special attack scale off of special attack. Charizard scales more off physical, Pikachu special, you know, and the list just goes on and on. I'll link this Cerebi.net page in the description so you guys can go check it out for yourselves and just read about whatever your favorite Pokemon's different moves damage type is. So I'm just going to start off here and talking about Venusaur, and we'll kind of make a build for it, right? So it does scale off special attack. You'll see like all Pokemon's basic attacks are physical, except for the difference is the boosted special attack, the boosted basic attack rather, which is what I kind of talk about as like the third auto attack, the boosted third auto. And that is just when that little meter has the yellow bar below your character nameplate, then you're about to do a boosted auto attack. In the case of Venusaur's, it's like the one where they just like pull the Pokemon closer to you, which is really, really good boosted auto attack. It's one of the best in the game, actually, if we're just tiering off of boosted auto attacks, of course. So yeah, all of Venusaur's moves scale off special, special, special. That's where you would look for this. So I'm not going to do this for every Pokemon, but yeah, just so you know, this information is on Cerebi.net, so definitely go check that out because I think this would be super helpful for a lot of you. So yeah, since Venusaur scales off of special, we're just going to use this Unite DB page here and kind of like just make a little build for it. So see Venusaur. So for held items, so I'm going to be a little more biased, which you'll see in this video, but honestly, like Buddy Berry is just the best item in the game. The thing about this game is that it's team oriented. It's a 5v5. It's not like a solo game. It's not like you're nuzlocking your way to the enemy's goal. No, it's just like you really have to play for your team, and that's the way you're gonna win these games, right? So what Buddy Barrier does, and I've talked about this before, is it gives you a huge shield to you and your lowest HP ally that's nearby you when you use your Unite move. Now, Unite moves are usually used in very pivotal team fights, so the reason you're gonna see me recommend this on almost every Pokemon is for that reason exactly. It's gonna help you win team fights more than any other item in this game. It's the most impactful. I have most of my items at 10 currently, but I have been using all my resources to get Buddy Barrier to 20 as soon as I could. And the reason for that is it's just so impactful because level 10, you get a 30% shield and 30% of your HP shield. And once you get to level 20, you get a 40% of your HP shield to you and a nearby ally. So it's too good, honestly. And I really recommend you use this on probably almost every Pokemon. So next held item. So the things I'm looking at here are like, you know, not really attack speed for Venusaur, because although it does have a nice boosted auto attack, it's not really going to benefit as much from attack. So we want to like hold off on that probably. I am actually kind of thinking more towards Shell Bell, just because, and you'll see this for some Pokemon that are more geared towards holding points. I think for Venusaur, Shell Bell is actually pretty decent here. And the reason is because it gives you some cooldown reduction, gives you some special attack, both of which Venusaur highly benefits from, especially since its moves are, you know, kind of longer cooldowns. I think Petal Dance, which would be the recommended move, yeah, it's 11 seconds. So you get some benefit off of that, like half a second off your cooldown-ish. And, you know, you're just able to heal every time you use a move. And the thing about Shell Bell is it's not great on every Pokemon, but for a Pokemon like Venusaur, which is really more of like your defensive style attacker, which again, like I don't think it's a great attacker, but you know, refer to my tier list video for that. But if you are playing Venusaur, I definitely recommend Shell Bell. I think it's a really good choice. And just for general sustain for your third item, in really making sure that you can do those 1v3s while standing on your goal and stuff like that, Focus Band is really going to help you. The reason Venusaur benefits from this build is just it really allows it to sustain well, to have a bunch of shield, and of course with the buddy barrier to either protect itself or nearby teammates in a team fight. And you're just like so much healing, so much HP regen off Focus Band. Refer to my item video if you're wondering what all these items do, by the way, but I'm really just going to give the basics for each Pokemon, really. I think Venusaur is probably going to be the longest one we talk about because I don't want to make this guide super long for you all. I just want to give you guys the answers so you can move on to your favorite Pokemon, and yeah, that'll be it. So, all right, that's our first attacker. Our next attacker is going to be Pikachu, and again, another one that scales off special attack. I think it's a very solid Pokemon, a lot stronger than Venusaur, that's for sure. So again, I'm going to recommend Buddy Barrier. I'm going to recommend, let's see, okay, maybe Shell Bell, but honestly, Wise Glasses, I think. So here's the thing about Pikachu. If you get jumped on, you're kind of pretty much dead. You really don't have an escape. So normally I would like recommend Focus Band for a lot of Pokemon, such as maybe like a Cinderace who can, or even like a Venusaur, right? Who can maybe win a 1v1. But like once you use your abilities as Pikachu, you're kind of like a sitting duck or a sitting electric mouse, I guess. And I just don't think you get as much benefit out of Focus Band as you would some extra special attacks. So honestly, it's either special attack specs or Shell Bell. I am leaning more away from these scaling items, honestly, because getting goals at like higher levels of play, now that people know what they're doing and like know how to play defense, I think it's just really harder. And honestly, the the cooldown reduction from Shell Bell is pretty good. So you could either go this, or what I would probably go here is actually Energy Amplifier, just for the extra CDR as well as the extra damage during your Unite move. I believe since once Pikachu activates its Unite move, it's technically used it. You do get the extra damage on the Unite move, which can be very, very potent. So it's really either Energy Amp or Shell Bell. I would probably go Energy Amp just to get that Unite move charge a little bit faster with the 6% energy gather rate, and yeah, just the CDR, the extra damage. This synergizes really well, I think. So that's my recommendation for Pikachu. What's the next attacker we have here? Alolan Ninetales, solid Pokemon. Again, one that scales off special attack. Yeah, so let's just look at that. Again, it's got to be Buddy Barrier for the first item. The thing about Alolan Ninetales' Unite move is that it can be used very defensively, and when a team is diving your team and just piling on you, the best thing to do is pop that Alolan Ninetales Unite move, get a giant AoE freeze damage off on the entire enemy team who's around you, which, you know, you've seen it before, it's a huge radius, and you'll give some extra HP to your lowest HP ally. And it just makes sure that you can get out safely after using your Unite move too, because what you really want to do is be in the back line as Alolan Ninetales, so this just helps you do that. Let's see what we got here. Definitely Wise Glasses. Oh, sorry. Definitely Wise Glasses for the second item. Just the special attack really helps, I think. And honestly, I would probably look at like a Focus Band for the third item. So this is the difference between Alolan Ninetales and Pikachu, right? Pikachu is kind of a sitting duck. That's why we kind of skip out on Focus Band for it. But for Alolan Ninetales, you are similar to a Venusaur where you can hold a point really well. You want to have this Focus Band so that if you do get jumped on, you have those extra levels of defenses. and you just are able to recover that HP that's done to you very quickly. So you're really going to be able to heal up quickly, be better off until your teammates get to you, and as well as just Ninetales just has a lot better of a kit to hold defensive positions than Pikachu, which is why like we're not going to run like an energy amp or maybe like a shell bell. I just don't think it warrants taking that when Focus Band will really help you outplay as Ninetales, because you're really just getting freezes off. You're providing a lot of support. So once your team shows up, the longer you can stay alive as Ninetales, the better off you are, because you're just constantly providing support via the freeze and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the build I'd recommend for Alolan Ninetales. Okay, next attacker. Am I missing supporter all arounder? No. Okay, so Greninja, my fave. This is our first one that's going to scale off physical attack. So, and this is all physical attack. There's no special scaling off of any of Greninja's moves, so just be aware of that. If you've built any special items on it, you're kind of wasting your items, unfortunately. So, yeah. So, Buddy Barrier is what I'm definitely going to put on Greninja. The thing about Greninja is that its Unite move is really bad, quite frankly. Pretty bad Unite move. The shields and the Unite buff don't activate until after you use the Unite move, so it's really just a pain to use properly and effectively. So unfortunately, like, you have to use your Unite move as more of a support tool in most cases. Of course, you can use your Unite move to like try and steal the last hit on Zapdos or like objectives, or of course if an enemy team is clumped up, you will do a lot of damage. You just have to be careful that you don't die, because you can be targeted the whole time during your Unite move, and you will be targeted if you're jumping with a giant shuriken into a group of 4 or 5. So just be aware of that. But Buddy Barrier will help you get that extra level of survivability, because for Greninja, although you don't get your Unite buff until you jump off of your giant shuriken during the Unite move, right the second you cast your Unite move as Greninja, you do get the Buddy Barrier shield activated, which is really nice. So be aware of that. If you're by a teammate and you just need to defend them, use the Buddy Barrier and you will more than likely survive and turn that fight around. So definitely Buddy Barrier, you guys, you're going to see that is a common theme in all these builds. Second item, a little bit tougher here, but it's got to be a Muscle Band. For characters like Greninja that depend a lot on their auto attacks, Muscle Band is just going to be pivotal. It's the only item that provides attack speed, and at level 30, which unfortunately I don't see myself getting a level 30 Muscle Band anytime soon. Mine's currently level 10, unfortunately, but hopefully eventually one day we can get it to level 30. But yeah, the 7.5% attack speed at level 30 is huge. The extra bit of attack, really nice. And the biggest thing about Muscle Band is that each basic attack you do does damage based on the target's remaining HP. So like, for example, a giant tank like Snorlax, when it's full health, you are going to be doing a lot of extra damage on all of your auto attacks. That's going to be like, let's say, just 6,000 HP on a Snorlax. At max HP, 3% is going to be 180 extra damage per auto attack, which, I mean, like, as Greninja, you're spamming auto attacks constantly, so it's a lot of extra damage. It adds up. Like, in five auto attacks, you've basically done an extra auto attack. So yeah, definitely Muscle Band, 100% take that. And then for the last item, it's got to be Focus Band. Greninja's whole kit revolves around outplaying and just being able to out-sustain the enemy with water shurikens, especially in a 1v1. There's nothing that's going to help you more than a Focus Band, so definitely run that on Greninja. This is 100% my recommended build. I really wouldn't change anything ever for Greninja. He's just always going to benefit from these items. Okay, so I think 2 more, right? Cinderace and Cramorant. So yeah, Cinderace... again, scales off of all physical attack. You can read it here, physical, all that stuff. Check out cerebi.net, again, if you haven't already. So you're going to see very much a similarity here to Greninja. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's going to be the exact same build, because Cinderace plays very similarly in that as Cinderace, your biggest tool is staying alive. If you can stay alive as a Cinderace, you're putting out more raw damage than any other character in the game. Well, I guess besides Gengar, but you know, like Gengar is more burst, whereas Cinderace can just constantly do damage in the backline. So you want to definitely have Buddy Barrier to keep your team healthy in important team fights, and especially so you can survive. And Blaze Kick just like helps you kind of get some distance between your enemies as well. So I definitely recommend running that on Cinderace, just random fact there. If you guys want to kind of know my recommended moves for each Pokemon, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to make a video for like similar to how I'm doing with this for each of the attackers, defenders, speedsters, etc. In Muscle Band, of course, like Cinderace more than any character in the game benefits from attack speed, because it has a passive that just every time you stack up those little flame orbs above the enemy's nameplates, you're doing a little bit extra damage there. So that's huge, and just attack speed helps you activate that even more. And again, same reason as before with Muscle Band for Greninja, you're just doing a lot of damage to high HP targets, and you can whittle them down very quickly. And again, same reason as Greninja for Focus Band as well. This will just allow you to sustain, to stay healthy, and just win those 1v1s that you wouldn't normally win if you just like barely didn't have enough HP. I mean, you could argue that maybe taking Scope Lens here would be worth, but like you will have to be very confident that your team will be like in the front line and making sure enemies don't get to you, which as a Cinderace, it's really tough to guarantee, because you really do have to play a little bit closer to the enemies just so you can make sure you're doing damage constantly in a team fight. Otherwise, you're really not getting the full use out of Cinderace. So personally, if I'm playing Cinderace, I'm 100% going to go Focus Band, but you could argue that Scope Lens is good because under 50% HP, Cinderace actually gets more critical hit rate. So you're just definitely going to benefit from like riskier encounters when you're lower HP. And you know, you never know. You could crit on like every single auto attack and you just pop off and melt the enemy, but it's not exactly realistic. So I think more often than not, Focus Band will be better, but you could make an argument for Scope Lens. So just be aware of that. Okay. Last but certainly not least, well, I mean, definitely kind of least, but not really. Cramorant's okay. Special attacker, again, it's going to scale off special attack. Special attack, again, it does have physical damage basic attacks, but the boosted special attack, which for Cramorant, the boosted attack spits an Arrokuda or a Pikachu if you're low health at opposing Pokemon and deals damage near the target when it hits. So it ricochets off enemies, right? And that's going to scale off your special attack. So that's very important as Cramorant, because all of his abilities basically allow you, well, all of his skill ones rather allow you to pick up another Arrokuda or a Pikachu if you're low health, and this just allows you to really do a lot of damage in a very short period of time. Very few Pokemon have as good of burst damage from range as Cramorant does, and that's kind of like how we're going to build it. So again, Cramorant, we're gonna put Buddy Barrier because you are immobile during your Unite move. That is a very dangerous thing, not being able to move during your Unite move, but it can be super good. But you're going to find playing Cramorant that having that extra 40% of your HP in shield is going to help you live throughout your entire Unite move and hopefully get away safely after you've used it. Because a lot of times, if a Cramorant isn't running Buddy Barrier, the enemy team can just like stack on you instantly and just blow you up before your Unite move even finishes. So yeah, definitely something you want to run on Cramorant. I think it very benefits it. And honestly, Cramorant suffers from the same thing as Pikachu, or I guess benefits if you want to think about it that way. That if you're dead, you're dead. You don't really have a huge escape. I mean, if you run Dive, you could, but I honestly highly recommend running Surf for team play, just because it really benefits your team a lot more. But you can kind of run a Dive Air Slash Assassin build with Cramorant, which I guess if you were running, you would go like Shell Bell, maybe Focus, or I guess like maybe Focus Band and then Wise Glasses. But for this build, I'm going to recommend Shell Bell. And that is just because you'll get the extra cooldown reduction on your abilities, which are, you know, most of your damage, and the extra special attack, as well as the Wise Glasses extra special attack scaling. You really depend on your team as Cramorant, so there's really no sense in taking like a Focus Band here, I think, because it like you're just better off doing more damage. Cramorant's one of those that it's just like you got to do your damage, you got to do it fast, you got to do it in huge numbers, or you're pretty much dead otherwise. So playing around a Cramorant really requires a good team. But with all these two damage items and the Buddy Barrier Shield, you'll definitely be putting out a lot of damage in very, very rapid succession with a lot of burst damage. So yeah, those are my builds recommended for each Pokemon in the attacker class. If you want to see the other classes, the other 4 classes, Defender, All-Rounder, Support, Speedster, then let me know. But that's going to pretty much do it for this one. Hopefully that helped you guys out. Hopefully it answered your question. We got, as I said, a lot of people in the comments asking, like, yo, what items do I run on this Pokemon? Stuff like that. So hope this one helped you out. If it did, leave a like on the video and comment down below which of these attackers you like best, and if these builds helped you. I think you will find a lot of benefit from Buddy Barrier if you're not running it already. So yeah, definitely try these items out, but don't level them until you've tried them out for sure. Make sure you're comfortable with them yet. But yeah, these are definitely the items I would run on each of these Pokemon, and that's gonna do it. So yeah, join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel. The support on these videos has been truly mind-blowing, everyone. So yeah, just thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's been crazy. Like, we might actually be able to eventually do this full time, which is something I really never considered. So I hope we keep growing, and I hope the community just keeps staying as awesome as you guys are. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.